What's up guys, how's it going? Welcome to the DSA with JS channel. This is the first video, and in this channel we're going to talk about data structure and algorithms with JavaScript, and we're going to solve programming questions in LeetCode. So the first problem we're going to tackle is the contains duplicate problem, LeetCode 217. So the problem is that you are given an array of integers and you have to check if the array contains a duplicate number. If it contains a duplicate number, you have to return true, otherwise false. So for example, number 1, we have 1, 2, 3. At this point, there is no duplicate, but here we have a duplicate number because we have seen 1 first. But in this example 2, we don't have any duplicate elements. All the elements are distinct. So as a brute force solution, we can do a nested loop. So on the first loop, we will loop over every single element. And on every single loop, we're gonna loop over the rest of the elements to check if the current element matches with any of the element in the array. So the time complexity will be O of n squared because we're doing a nested loop. And the space complexity will be O of 1. But that's not a good solution. We can do better than that. We can have an O of n solution. So let's see the solution. So we're gonna use caching. So caching simply means just remembering some values that we have already calculated. And for caching, we're going to use a hash map or object in JavaScript. So on every single iteration, we're going to store the value in our object as a key. The value can be anything. And also we're going to check if the value already exists in the hash map or not. If the value exists, then the array contains a duplicate. Otherwise, it's not. So let's run over the algorithm. So first we're going to store 1 because there's nothing. Then we're going to go to the 2. Now does 2 exist in the hash map? No, 2 doesn't exist. So we're going to put 2 here. Does 3 exist? No. Does 1 exist? Yes, 1 exists. That means the array contains a duplicate. So this array contains a duplicate. And the time complexity will be O of n because we are looping over every single element on the worst case. And the space complexity will also be O of n because we are storing all the values in the hash map. So that will be our solution. I will also show you a much more simpler two-liner solution. Let's implement this one. So let's first create a hash map or an object. I will call it just cache. And then we will loop over the array. So we're going to use a for of loop instead of a regular for loop. So for const num of nums. So if num exists in cache, then we're going to return false. Otherwise, we're going to store the number in the cache. So cache num, and the value can be just 1. And after everything, we can just return false. So let's run over the code manually. So we will loop over the elements. So does 1 exist in the cache? No. We're going to store it in the hash map. Does 2 exist? No. 3 exist? No. Does 1 exist? Yes, we have seen 1. So we're going to return false. And returning will close the loop plus the entire function. Oh, sorry. It should be returned true. That was my mistake. So let's run the code. And it has accepted all the test cases. And I can also submit this. And it works well. Now let me show you the two-liner solution. I'm gonna remove this. We can use a set data structure as a solution. Now set data structures only contains unique values. It cannot accept duplicate values. This means that if an array has a unique elements, then its length is going to be always different than the array contains duplicates. So we can convert the array to a set, and then we can compare the size. So const unique nums new set, and we can just pass nums, and then we can just return unique nums dot size. And we want to check if that doesn't match. So not equals nums.length, and this should also work. And it has also accepted the solution. So that's it. That was a very easy problem. I've also written a blog about it. You can use this for future reference. And if the video has been helpful for you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I also have another channel, Cules Coding, where I teach about full stack web development. You can also visit this channel. The link will be on the description. So that's it for today. Have a nice day and goodbye.